Kid Cudi, the name of the new CD is?
Cutter. It should be coming out soon.
And the name of the old CD is?
Man on the Moon, the end of the day.
Now, did the man land on the moon? Was the moon landing faked? Some people think the moon landing was faked.
Yeah, man. Some people do crack.
GOAT rock band.
I gotta say Beatles. I mean, Beatles was one of the first albums I ever bought, Sgt. Pepper's.
I think everybody already knows my answer. I'm gonna have to say Nirvana.
I'm really curious to see what else I can do. I was thinking about this, and this is like a wacky idea I had years ago. But like, it would be cool to like one day like be a kindergarten teacher.
But you did it, man. You're special. You're different, and I'm not any different. From you, we're all the same. I came from this town. I went to this school. All my buddies, we all had the same opportunities, you know? It's kind of just like having that self-confidence.
Artist, producer, designer, and director Kid Cudi has definitely made a place for himself in the industry, with humming even becoming a signature sound of his. After listening to Cudi day and night, plug in and let's check out his story from the beginning.
Initiating information transfer. Processing facts and data. Data successfully converted. You are now plugged into ColianWire.
1984.
Scott Raymond Seguro Mescudi is born on January 30th in Cleveland, Ohio. He grew up in Salon and Shaker Heights with his older sister Maisha and two older brothers, Domingo and Dean. His mother was a school choir teacher and his father was a house painter, substitute teacher, and World War II veteran.
1995.
Scott's father passes away, largely affecting Scott and his music.
2000.
Scott begins high school at Shaker Heights High School, but transfers to Salon High School, where he quickly is expelled for threatening to punch the principal, and studies film between now and 2003 at the University of Toledo.
2003.
Scott begins rapping, pulling inspiration from The Pharcyde and A Tribe Called Quest.
2005.
Cudi leaves Cleveland for New York City with $500 in a demo tape to pursue his music career. He moves in with his uncle, Khalil Maddie, who is an accomplished jazz drummer in the South Bronx. After working at a couple of clothing stores, Cudi would end up sharing an apartment with friend and collaborator Dot DeGenius in Brooklyn.
2006.
Kid Cudi runs into Kanye West twice, once in a Virgin Megastore where he introduces himself and offers Kanye some of his music, and then again while he was working at a Bape store.
2007.
Cudi's song Day and Night catches the attention of Kanye West, leading Ye to sign Cudi to his label, Good Music.
2008.
Scott begins going by the alias Kid Cudi, and on July 17th releases his first mixtape, A Kid Named Cudi, in collaboration with streetwear brand 10 Deep. He also appears at the MTV Music Awards alongside Travis Barker and DJ Jam. Cudi was also in the studio working on the Blueprint 3 by Jay-Z and 808s and Heartbreaks by Kanye West at this time, which will both release next year.
2009.
Cudi is featured as an artist to look at by companies such as Rolling Stone, Vibe, The Source, XXL, and BBC News. He also features on the XXL Freshman list this year. On February 19th, he appears on Snoop Dogg's show, Dog After Dark. 2 days later, he, alongside Kanye West, appears on BET's 106 in Park. He also makes a cameo appearance in Solange's music video for her song Tony. On March 16th, he performs on MTVU's Spring Break Special and then performs 3 songs on NBC's Last Call with Carson Daly the next day. In June, he makes a cameo appearance in the music video for I Got a Feelin' by the Black Eyed Peas. He then makes an appearance alongside artist David Guetta, and the two end up collaborating on the song Memories. He also makes appearances on the covers of Complex and URB magazines. During the summer, he joins fellow artist Asher Roth and B.O.B. on the Great Hangover Tour. On September 15th, Cudi releases his debut album, Man on the Moon, The End of Day, charting at number 4 on the Billboard 200 and becoming 4 times certified platinum. This month, Cudi also co-headlines 50 Cent concert alongside artist Wale.
Oops.
The clothing company Bape also prints t-shirts with prints of Kid Cudi, and he starts the record label Dream On with his managers this year. And BET awards Kid Cudi with the best hip-hop video.
2010.
In January, Cudi is invited to be a vocalist on the charity remake of the We Are the World song. On March 26th, Veda Wamwin Mescudi, Cudi's daughter, is born. On April 20th, Cudi is arrested in Manhattan for criminal mischief and possession of a controlled substance. In May, the shoe company Converse launches the You're It campaign, featuring Cudi taking a trip back to Cleveland and discussing his roots. On November 9th, Cudi releases the album Man on the Moon 2, The Legend of Mr. Rager, debuting at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and becoming certified platinum. In October, Cudi announces that he'll be forming the rock band Wizard with fellow artist Dot DeGenius. He also appears on the show One Tree Hill performing Erase Me and begins appearing on the show How to Make It in America as a main cast member. He models in a campaign for Calvin Klein this year as well. Then, at a New Year's Eve party, Cudi makes headlines for wearing a kilt to the event.
2011.
In February, Cudi announces that the label he started with his managers, Dream On, has dissolved. In April, Cudi launches his own label, Wicked Awesome Records, distributed by Republic Records. He says the main motivation behind the label is to bring authenticity back to the forefront. On October 30th, Cudi releases the short horror film Maniac on his blog, and it is directed by Shia LaBeouf. In November, the band Wizard is renamed to WZRD. They released their debut album, WZRD, on February 28th, debuting at number 3 on the Billboard 200. In the fall, Cudi collaborates with the brand Surface to Air on a leather jacket collection. Cudi is also gifted a guitar by his manager this year, which he teaches himself to play and uses in his rock music. At some point this year, Cudi stops using cannabis, according to a later interview.
2012.
Cudi stars in the short film Cruel Summer that Kanye West premieres at the Cannes Film Festival. He also wins 2 Grammys for the song that he helped Kanye West on, All of the Lights, this year.
2013.
On April 16th, Cudi releases Indicud after it initially leaked entirely online on April 9th. It still debuts at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and becomes certified gold. He also appears in the comedy drama film Goodbye World, the animated comedy The Cleveland Show, and the comedy show Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
2014.
On February 25th, Cudi releases the album Satelight Flight, The Journey to Mother Moon, debuting at number 4 on the Billboard 200. In April, Cudi appears on the cover of Fat Man magazine, and in August, clothing brand Giuseppe Zanotti releases a sneaker inspired by the style of Kid Cudi. He then makes headlines again for performing in a crop top at Coachella, though it was in remembrance of Kurt Cobain. Cudi also appears in the crime action film Need for Speed, the drama film The Ever After, the rom-com Two Night Stand, and the action show Scorpion this year.
2015.
In January, Coach Inc. announces that Cudi is the new face of their spring collection, along with actress Chloe Grace Moretz. On February 7th, Cudi gives a TED Talk at his former school, Shaker Heights. And on December 4th, Cudi releases the album Speedin' Bullet to Heaven, peaking at number 36 on the Billboard 200. He also appears in the comedy film Entourage, the drama film Meadowland, and the drama film James White, as well as co-hosting Comedy Bang Bang this year.
2016.
Cudi says in a later interview that he suffered a stroke this year 2 weeks after checking into rehab.
2017.
Cudi appears in the crime thriller Vincent and Rocky and the action comedy Killing Hasselhoff this year.
2018.
Kanye West and Kid Cudi formed the duo Kids See Ghosts, and on June 8th they released the album Kids See Ghosts, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and becoming certified gold. He also appears in the comedy The After Party this year.
2019.
Cudi partners with the brand APC for a collection of denim, sneakers, and t-shirts. He also appears in the comedy film Drunk Parents, the comedy film Jexy, and the show Creep Show this year.
2020.
In October, it's announced that Cudi, screenwriter Ian Edelman, and Jonathan Gray launch Encore Music Technologies to help monetize connections with fans. On December 11th, Cudi releases Man on the Moon 3, The Chosen, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard 200. Cudi also appears in the film Bill and Ted Face the Music and the shows Westworld and We Are Who We Are this year. On December 17th, Adidas releases a pair of shoes in partnership with Cudi called the Veda Wham 326s.
2021.
In September, Cudi partners with Cadillac for their 2023 Lyric campaign. He makes headlines again this month for arriving at Fashion Week in New York with blue hair, a Nirvana shirt, and a black dress. He did it again a few days later by showing up to the Met Gala with green hair, makeup, and a skirt. On November 5th, Amazon Prime releases the documentary film A Man Named Scott, all about Kid Cudi. During November, Cudi appears in photos at the CFDA Fashion Awards in a custom bridal gown. He also helps with the award-winning film Malcolm and Marie as an executive producer and appears in the thriller film Crisis and the comedy film Don't Look Up. Supreme also collaborates with Cudi on a release this year.
2022.
In January, Cudi models for Levi Strauss & Co. In February, he launches his own clothing line, MOTR, standing for Member of the Rage. In March, Cudi features in a jewelry campaign for Louis Vuitton. In June, he collaborates with the art collective Mischief on a sneaker release. On July 8th, a compilation album titled The Boy Who Flew to the Moon Volume 1 is released, peaking at number 83 on the Billboard 200. On September 30th, the album Entergalactic is released, peaking at number 13 on the Billboard 200. Cudi's single, Pursuit of Happiness, from his album Man on the Moon, The End of Day, is then certified diamond with 10 million plus sales. He also helps work on the film Pearl as an executive producer, as well as the film X, but also appears in X, as well as appearing in the film Entergalactic this year.
2023.
In the fall, Calvin Klein launches its fall campaign with Cudi as one of the ambassadors. Cudi also appears in the comedy film House Party, the drama film Parachute, the sci-fi adventure film Crater, the animated musical Trolls Band Together, the action thriller Silent Night, and the show Young Love this year.
2024.
On January 11th, Cudi releases the album Insano, peaking at number 13 on the Billboard 200. This month, in collaboration with writer Kyle Higgins, Cudi also releases the first issue of the comic Moon Man on January 31st. On February 23rd, he releases a follow-up album, Insano, Nitro Mega. On April 17th, the second issue of the comic Moon Man releases, followed by the third issue on July 10th. He also appears in the M. Night Shyamalan film and works as an executive producer for Maxine. That, and he appears in the show Knuckles this year.
In conclusion.
Cudi, the artist, director, philanthropist, and visionary, has inspired many, including Kanye West, Juice WRLD, Lil Yachty, Travis Scott, Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Chance the Rapper, Childish Gambino, A$AP Rocky, Kyle, Logic, Baby Keem, Jaden Smith, Isaiah Rashad, Denzel Curry, Jen Aiko, and many more. He's done music, movies, TV, and says he's working on a book, but only time is left to tell what's to come. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you learned something new, share it for someone else to learn too. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, or recommendations, put them in the comments. Keep up with ColianWire between the videos through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, linked in the description below. Thanks for plugging in, and I hope you learned something new at least. More is in the works, but for now, it's time to unplug. Much love.